guys, Jason here with Black Oak Outdoors. Today we're going to do another DIY, and if you've seen the last video I put out, I'll give you a little hint when I was cutting this crate. We're going to make a kayak crate, and I'm going to show you how to make a kayak crate for around 25 or less. I'll show you the receipt at the end. I'll show you my parts. We got a couple of just old milk crates donated to us from a good friend, and you can usually get these at your local supermarkets, or sometimes schools will even have them where they serve milk to kids. But my list here, I'm going to show you, we're going to put a lid on it. So we went to good old Walmart and got a lid, it's a cutting board. We're going to have to cut her down here in a minute with our table saw over here. And, it's going to be, I don't know if you can see it in the frame here. It's going to be able to, lift up. We'll put a couple hinges on the back side after we get this cut down. We're going to add a couple rod holders. My kayak has 4 built-in rod holders. So these are going to be mostly maybe for maybe an extra rod and maybe a net. My net, so it won't be in the front of the boat. It'll be more behind me where I can grab it a lot easier. We got some 10-inch bungees. We're going to use the bungees to fasten the top crate, like a latch system. Easy to get to. We'll get more into that. And our hardware, this right here is just to bolt the hinges to the crate. And then, it's a cheap pack of 2.5-inch hinges. You can get these for like $3 at Walmart. And then we'll have zip ties. Our zip ties are going to be like the actual hinges for the crates. And, so it's not going to be like real stiff, but it'll be maybe a little flimsy. But, I've watched other videos here on YouTube with other creators doing something similar. Pretty much where I got the idea to do this. These right here are just some cheap Ozark Trail, rod holders. I think there's like $3 for each. But you can add more, or you can get the fancier ones through like Bass Pro or whatever. But, as a DIY, we like to do things cheap and still functional. So that's what we're going to do here on this video. And we'll get on to it. We're going to first get the holes drilled in these 2 crates here to put the zip tie hinges on. And then we'll go over here to the table saw and cut this lid down. And we'll go from there. All right, guys, we got our pilot holes here. This is going to be for our hinges, for the zip ties. It's not the prettiest thing. We just space them out how I feel. But we're going to take, this is about a 7/16 bit. How big is this bit? A 15/32 bit. And we're going to go through our pilot holes here just to get our zip tie hinges. And I probably just grabbed the dullest bit in the box. It's a little dull, but they'll be okay. And we'll get it here. Oop. Yeah, this bit's dull. May have to get a different bit here when the next size up. We'll see how the zip ties fit. And we'll finish drilling these out. And we'll get right back to you. Okay, guys, we got our little holes here drilled out. We got about 6 of them, and we're going to use our zip tie hinges here. We had to step up a bit size to a 7/16 bit because that one bit was horrible, and it would have took me all day to drill these out. But we'll just make another bit dull. So what we'll do is we're going to leave our little zip tie buckles on the inside just for a little neater appearance. How am I going to do this? Okay, yeah. So we'll have to run them out through the hole. This might be a little tedious. It might take a few minutes. And then we'll run them back through this hole here. And if you look up here, okay, yeah, that'll work out perfect. We got little slots right through here through the crate. We can just feed the zip tie back through. Yeah, that works actually really good. Oh. Get them started. And we'll get this one here started, and we'll get the rest of them put in. Oh, I missed it. I tell you, I done screwed up. I didn't even go through the hole right here in the side. I guess there's our first mulligan of the day on this build. I might be able to back this thing out. All right, we'll get this straightened out here, and once I get all of them put back in, we'll give you an update on that. All right, guys, we got the zip ties on. We put 6 of them on here. We probably could have done without a couple of them. You probably just go 4, but I like things to be rigid. And they're not spaced out even, but if you're OCD, you might want to do that, but I'm not really so much OCD on certain things like that. It's functional, and that's how we want it. So we got these here. So next, I think we're going to drill the places for our bungees, because what we're going to do, we're going to take, run some bungees down here, this little 10-inch bungees. That way we can strap our lid shut, or our top part of our crate shut. And then when we get to the cutting board part, which will be up here, will be an actual lid for the whole component. We'll actually put that on a hinge and maybe a bungee to strap it to keep the lid and the whole unit closed of the crate. But yeah, we got 6 zip ties. Like I said, you could probably just do 4. Had to cut these holes with the 7/16 bit, which is plenty. And these are probably 10-inch zip ties. I'm not real sure, just standard zip ties. And my little supervisor Timmy's here is checking out on the progress. How's it going, buddy? I'd take him fishing in a heartbeat if he'd go, and it's a box. He's probably wanting to get in it already. But we pick on him. We take him. We got a little fishing pole inside with a little, clear crankbait on it, and with no hooks, and we call it cat fishing. So we catfish with the cats inside. They have a blast. But with his approval, I think he's approving. He's got his mouth open. Must be something he likes to smell. But we're going to get this. We're going to go ahead, like I said, we're going to drill the holes for our bungees. And then after we get those drilled, we'll give you a little update on it. We'll probably just drill them the same size as this 7/16 bit. But yeah, okay, we'll do that and we'll get back to you. All right, guys, we'll film a little bit here. So we're going to put our pilot holes about right here, about 1 inch or so inside the crate. I wish this crate was in a little better shape, but it was donated, so I might need to go a little lower because we're going to be drilling a 7/16 hole. Just like that. And we'll go over here. And if you want to be precise, you can just measure these out, but we're not precise here. This is just a DIY, just to throw something together. And we'll go ahead, we'll open these up to a little bit bigger so our bungees can hook into them. But I'm going to go ahead and drill the rest of the crate a little bit right through here and go from there. Alright guys, we got one bungee in here already. We're going to show you how we done this. So these are just little 10-inch bungees from Wally World. And what we'll have to do, we'll have to cut this little end off here to get this other hook. I mean, you could use both hooks if you wanted to, but we're not going to do that. Just going to cut this end off here. That way we can get the hook off. And you're going to want to need to take a lighter to this. Let me see if I can get it. Mash it down a little bit so we can feed it through the holes a little bit over here on this side. Oh, where am I at here? Okay, that's the latch side. So we need to feed this down like this. Let's see. And our latch is going to go up here to the top part of the crate, just like that. And we'll need to feed it through our bottom hole here. Oh, it's very tedious work here. Get my sausage fingers in there to grab it. Okay, so what you want to do is put a little bit of tension on it so it ain't like flopping around on you. So the tighter the better. And still have enough. We might need to loosen that just a hair. Okay, about like that. And we'll see if we can get this tied off here. It's kind of hard to keep tension. You need another set of hands if you can get them. But I think we got it. Okay, we'll see. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So the way we did it, we drilled a hole so the bungees ain't falling all the way through, and you access your top part of your basket here. And then when you're done, you can just latch them back. That way, whatever you keep in your top plastics or crate here, you're not dumping them out. And just in case of unfortunate circumstances, if you decide to tip over, this will stay pretty much latched and you won't lose whatever you got in your bottom part of your crate. And so hopefully we're going to go ahead and skip ahead and do our top part here. We'll take it over to the table saw and get it cut and up to shape and put the hinges on it, and then we'll see what we can go from there. And we're getting closer to the finished product. We're about halfway through now. All the little tedious work's done, so we're going to move the lid part, or the cutting board, or whatever you want to call it, to the table saw and get her cut down to size and get her fastened to the crate. Alright guys, we skipped ahead a little bit. It's a whole new day. We got a little tied up there towards the end of the video before we got this thing done. It's not perfect, but it turned out as a pretty decent DIY product. You can see we got our fishing rod holders on there. We got our lid made up. A couple things about it. The lid's not quite wide enough how I like it. I mean, it may have like a thin gap on each side. I mean, it's not really that bad. But if you're particular, then yeah, you might want to get a bigger cutting board. So what we did, we drilled a couple holes here. You can put a lock on it if you want. And we put it towards the back. That way we put a bungee cord on the back of it. It's not super tight, but you know, you don't want it too tight where you can't get easy access to peel it off. The hinges, we had to make a little bracket on the back. We just, for the hinges, they're kind of small, a little too small. We got the hinges there on the back. We had to take a piece of cutting board that we had scrapped to make it like a little bit of a thicker spacer so the screws and the latches there, the hinges there would fit. And then let's latch this front part back here. So, and how we keep the top tray to the basket secure, we got a couple more bungee cords. If you look, we just drilled a hole here up top to latch it, and then we drilled another hole here. So when you unhook this, I'm trying to do this one-handed here, it don't suck all the way down through the bottom. We just got it tied off down here at the bottom, just with a little knot, and burnt the tips on it. We got them like that on both sides. That way, you know, the tray will, you know, stay. I may put something on the lid, like the actual lid, to keep it from falling all the way up, and kind of like how this, you know, stops it at about a 90-degree. Our rod holders here, we just got the top screws in, and then the bottom, you know, you can put another screw in it, but the problem is on the inside there's nothing really to screw to. So what I did is zip tied them both in around around the little boxes there, or whatever you want to call those, and then we just drilled a hole through the let's see if I can get it in focus here, through the side there, and just ran them through, and they seem pretty sturdy. But yeah, so for my first DIY box, I'll definitely probably revisit this in the near future, maybe paint it up, clean it up a little bit, or just redo it completely, give this one away to somebody or whatever, somebody wants it. But I think it turned out okay. So with that being said, I think this is going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, leave something in the comments. If you want to see something DIY or give me some ideas, I'm all open. I like doing DIY projects. It gives us something to do, and saves us a little bit of money sometimes. And like I said, just like, subscribe, share, and thank you for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.